And here to teach us about organizing is Christine Salberg, who is the organization specialist of Sort and Toss. So as we head into the spring season, we are going to change our lives around. We're maybe pulling out the baseball gear, we're pulling out the swimsuits, sort of our summer clothes. How do we organize our lives going into spring?
Basically, one of the most important things to do to organize is to have strategies, to know what systems and strategies of where everything goes. Our key point is don't put it down, put it away. So everything should have a place. So you have a place where you keep your tools, you have a place where you keep your summer clothes, you have a place where you keep the kids come in with homework and field trip forms. It doesn't just go with the flyers that have come in through the door. It goes on certain sections so the parents can get to it. So one of the basic keys is to have systems in place and follow them, and everybody should be on board, the whole family should be on board. Even little kids as young as 4 know that, okay, the pink bin is where I put my paper that, you know, Mrs. Smith gave me. And once you all do that and you have a system, that's the way to stay organized. As far as spring cleaning, well, once the fresh air comes in and you start cleaning your windows and you look around and, well, you would know this, the vents are all gray and gross with all the dust, and you just, have that urge. So as you clean, you obviously also declutter. And I like to go room by room and just reorganize everything, because no matter what, after a year, you tend to, you come in one day, you're rushed, you throw your things in the pantry and you don't put them away, and everything needs to be taken out and organized. Old things need to be discarded and everything needs to be wiped down.
You said get the family involved. Help me out, ladies. It's not always difficult or not always easy to get the family involved or on the same page. So what are you two doing to convince the family that, this is the way to go, Debbie?
Well, when the kids were little, they're all moved out now and on their own. But when they were little, I used to give them each chores on Saturdays that they had to accomplish. So one of the kids would do the dusting, another one would do the vacuuming, and the little one, we'd get him to maybe load the washer or maybe do some smaller type tasks. He was smaller and closer to the ground and liked to play with his truck. So a lot of times I'd say, okay, wipe the baseboards or the banister going down the stairs while you're playing. Just try to incorporate it in his playtime, and he used to think of it as a game. So it all worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I like to do? I set a timer. I do the 20 minutes or however much time I have.
Declutter, those
or an hour if I have it, and just go to town, and then when that buzzer goes off, I can stop. No matter what I'm doing.
That's a great idea. I like that.
Well, and it's really what Christine was talking about is really, really key. You can't really clean until you organize. You can't really do an effective, speedy, who really likes to clean? Well, I like to clean because I guess it's in my DNA, but
not around a whole bunch of
not around a whole bunch of
services.
Exactly.
Really clean thoroughly. Exactly.
So if you get organized, and some people do one of two things: either clean as you do each room, as you're going to clean the room, declutter it first and put everything away, or your alternative is to do all your decluttering and everything on one day and then do your cleaning on another day.
Christine, you agree with that?
Yeah, and it really depends what gives you the most satisfaction. If you want to feel like bedroom's done, the kitchen's done, whatever really works for you. You got to come up with a system that works for you and your family, and that is functional. I mean, if you have kids who are in sports, you might need a different system than some senior people who have a different lifestyle. So every family has to develop their own system.
And you have a blog post here, Organization Basics 101, on your website. Number 3 is label, label, label.
Yes.
What are we labeling?
Well, for instance, I mean, where I keep things that I don't need as much as my garage and my furnace room. So I have a lot of what I call, I'm very sentimental. My kids are almost 19 and 21, and most of my furnace room and garage is memorabilia. Like, I keep everything.
Yes.
I love memorabilia. My kids are going, why do you want this? But I know when they're 30, they're going to want it.
There you go.
And and I label, okay, I keep some. I should be at the point now that I scan it and do something different with it, but I'm a little bit old school, and I have kept a lot of paper. But they're little projects. So as far as labeling goes, there's no point in having a tub that says miscellaneous. What's in there? You have no idea. So I could put my son's name, Scott, grade 1 to grade 3, important papers, or so I keep some special clothing. So if you label it, then you're not kind of wondering where everything is. You can see it when you go into my garage. You can see at a glance. Christmas ornaments, Halloween, and
oh, she's one of those
I am one of those. Well, I have to be.
That's frightening. That's just frightening.
How do you decide, Kath, what to throw away? That's the toughest part I have. There's some sentimental things that you mentioned, Christine, but how do you decide what to throw?
I've moved internationally. I moved to one country with 2 trunks and 4 suitcases.
Wow.
And when I came back, we came back with furniture and stuff. And now my house is overwhelming. And then I went away from it for 3 years, and now I have to move home, and I'm going, oh gosh. So I'm envious because the sentimental stuff is all plunked in a box with no labeling.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've talked to some seniors about downsizing, and that's another thing, because so much of it is sentimental. So you have several options. You can obviously give things to family members who want it. You can take pictures of it and scan it, or you can just keep a sample of it. Like my mother has a $200 doll collection of international dolls. Well, and you know, she thinks my brother and I are going to fight over them. Not so much. But, you know, say maybe we'll keep a couple.
Sorry,
Mom.
Yeah, keep a couple that we both like, and then take pictures of the collection, and then donate them to someone, or you know, so it's basically keeping a sample because you can't keep everything.
No. Well, you can try.
Yes, but as you downsize, it's a little harder.
Yeah.
Well, there's
It's
also
really
some
hard.
strategies you can put into place ongoing as your children grow and things like that too. So for my kids when they were small, we would do a spring clean where we would say, okay, here's your big tub. You can put whatever fits in the tub and we can tuck that away
Oh,
that
that's
you've
great.
grown,
Yeah.
that you want to keep but that you no longer want to use.
Or maybe even have a garage sale too. We've done that
Yeah,
as well.
we've done the
Where
garage
You
sale.
they
make a
get
few
to keep
bucks.
the money, and as a toy comes in for littler kids, one toy comes in, one toy goes out.
Good point.
You know,
And
then
for
you-
us, clothes.
Yes, clothes.
One dress in, one
Yeah.
dress out.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
for
how it
clothes,
works?
I read a strategy once and I tried it. It was really good. I mean, basically, when you do try on your clothes,
Yeah.
you know, if it doesn't look good and fit and you feel like you look fabulous, you're not going to wear it. But what you do is once you've discarded the things you're not going to wear, what I've tried doing once and it worked is I put the hangers in backwards so that they face, the hook face backwards, and then as you wear it, you put it facing inwards, and then after 3 months, 6 months, a
I see
year,
what you-
you see what's still facing backwards. You go, oh, I actually haven't worn that, and that gives you, you revisit it and say,
Yeah.
maybe I should get rid of it.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. I've done that. It's good.
Smart.